You know, I kind of like Mr. Mime. I mean, honestly, it has pretty decent moves, and its stats, aren't horrible. It's kind of like a worse version of Gardevoir, quite frankly, because it has decent enough special attack, decent enough special defense, and decent enough speed, but it has abysmal defenses, attack, and HP. And I can definitely see it being, somewhat useful in lower tiers, but at the same time, I can understand why it's not. But in any case, I have here team with this Mr. Mime here. This is in PU, and in PU, you often see a lot of Hail teams because that's unfortunately where a lot of the Ice Pokemon were thrown into, because Ice types are pretty garbage. But in any case, I have here Ardino here, who's the cleric. He's mainly here just to sort of take in hits. I also have here my Hitmonchan from before, doing the same roles, just spinning out and punching stuff. I have here a Floatzel as well, which I have here for its speed. I believe it's actually choice banded. I have a Flareon with the usual Toxic Orb, Facade, Flare Blitz set, and a Sudowoodo. I don't know particularly why I put in Sudowoodo. I remember looking over the team and I was thinking Sudowoodo would fit in to the team for whatever reason, but I don't exactly remember why. I do know it has, rocks and stuff, which is cool, but in any case, I go ahead and I start out with Punchy here. My opponent starts out with their Rotom Ice. I get hit with a Volt Switch, which unfortunately, because of the crit, does a good amount of damage. Afterwards, I managed to hit a Cold Combat on the incoming Avalugg. Unfortunately, his Rocky Helmet hits me with a lot of damage. Switch out, going to Flareon and get my Toxic Orb. My opponent gets the Recover. Double switch going to Mr. Mime here. My opponent goes for the Recover again. Then he switches out, goes back into his Rotom. I hit the Rotom with a Psychic, do a hell of a lot of damage, and then get hit with a Volt Switch, which does a hell of a lot of damage to me as well. But I managed to go for a Psychic on the incoming Lapras, which really doesn't really do a lot of damage. So I decide to switch, go out into Ardino here, who gets hit with a Whirlpool, which means I can't switch, and I'm also going to take in damage consistently for each turn. But in any case, I don't really care too much about that because I just throw out my screens here. My opponent actually goes for the Perish Song, which means I cannot do anything except just watch my Ardino die in 3 turns. Because of the Whirlpool, I can't actually, get out of this, which is pretty lame. So I just decide to go for a Wish here. See if I can bring up my HP. Not like it would matter because I'll perish next turn. I believe I went for another Wish, hoping that my next Pokemon would be able to make, would be able to benefit from that, but unfortunately I used it a turn too soon, and then I died to Perish Song. Afterwards, I go here out into Flareon, and my opponent switches from the Abomasnow into the Avalugg, gets hit with a Flare Blitz, which almost takes it out, but after the Hail and the Toxic, I'm pretty low on HP. Not to mention the Recoil and the Rocky Helmet. And I managed to take it out after another Flare Blitz, but down goes my Flareon as well. Afterwards, I managed to switch out into Sudowoodo here, who gets hit with Iron Head, barely manages to survive. I'm surprised I even survived that to begin with, but I managed to throw out Stealth Rocks, which does hurt his team quite a lot. Afterwards, I go for an Earthquake to hit this thing, and he goes out, finishes me off with his own Earthquake after the Swords Dance, which makes his attack pretty high. But thankfully, I have here Windexor, who comes in with the Aqua Jet to finish off the Alola Sand Slash. After my opponent brings out the Abomasnow, I switch out, go into Punchy here, hoping that I can maybe get a Fire Punch in this thing. This thing hits me with a Ice Shard, so down goes Punchy. So I'm stuck here with Windexor, which manages to have Brick Break, which breaks through this Abomasnow quite nicely. Then my opponent goes out here to the Articuno, which uses half its HP because of the Stealth Rocks. Gets hit with a Brick Break, gets down to about 30, but it uses Roost. So now we just keep on this infinite cycle of me trying to break this thing with Brick Break, and then him just healing his HP back up. Because obviously he's healing way more than I'm hurting him for, and he finishes me off with the Freeze Dry, which is pretty lame. So all I have left here is my Mr. Mime, or Mrs. Mime, which is pretty injured. So I managed to go for the Psychic, get hit with a Freeze Dry, and down goes Mr. Mime. Usually I go over the movesets that I used for these Pokemons, but I actually don't remember too well. This battle was far quite some time ago. I know I usually like to use a sort of life orb charge beam set with Mr. Mime, but I believe this is a choice spec set I had. In any case, stay fresh,